really did not enjoy the first 2/3 of this book. Wasn't for me. I fought very hard to get through it, and had I not had to read this book for school, I probably would have DNF'd it. Which is really disappointing because I was looking forward to reading this book a lot. It was one that I wanted to read in my personal life for many years, actually, and just had never gotten around to it, and thought that doing it for school was like the perfect opportunity. So I was pretty disappointed that overall I didn't like it. It did pick up, and I did find myself enjoying it more the last third of it. But I think my biggest issue with most of this book was that I found it boring, and it is hard for me to find a book boring. I'm always entertained when I'm reading. Not with this one. I felt the beginning was too slow. Not enough was happening to warrant how long she was taking to kind of get to the main, what you start reading this book for. But I also had an issue with, at first, I thought that this book would tackle the subject of race because it kept talking. I feel like every other page, Esther was mentioning how much she hated Mexican people and hated Asian people and thought they were ugly. And the segment about the black man that was her nurse at some point, what are we doing? I understand that this book was written in the 60s. I don't think that excuses the rhetoric she pushed in this book, because you know what else came out in the 60s? To Kill a Mockingbird. So it's not as if there was no access to understanding that people of color should be treated equally and with respect. And I just felt like Sylvia Plath's racist views were seeping through into Esther's character. And towards the end, when we had not tackled the subject at all throughout the book, I was like, so what was the point of even including these segments? Just going off about how much you hate people of color? And I understand that there is a question to be asked about, to what extent should we hold authors or people who lived long ago to modern standards? And I understand that there is a conversation to be held and that both sides have worthy points. However, come on, it just felt gross. It just felt gross, and I didn't like reading about it. The last third, I don't know if this counts as spoilers. This might be a little spoilery, so if you don't want spoilers at all from a book that was written 50 years ago, no judgment, I get it. So maybe just tap through a little bit. I really liked when she was at the mental institutions. I thought that was very interesting to read about. I also thought that the way Plath wrote her odd and sick behavior, just as she would write normal behavior, I thought that was interesting. What I really liked was the fig tree analogy. I thought that was the best part of the book. I really like the fig tree analogy. It stuck with me. I had also heard about the fig tree analogy for a long time before I read this book, and I liked it. I really liked that part. All in all, I ended up giving this book between 2.5 to 3 stars. I think it is culturally important, and it was a good, I guess you could say ahead of its time book just from the mental health aspect. I struggle personally with my mental health a lot. I have, not the same as Esther. I think she had, I don't think they ever said her diagnosis, but she had some sort of, she's very, I don't know if I can say that word. She did not want to be alive. And she struggled with, like, manic behavior, I guess you could say. I'm not fully sure. Me personally, I have panic disorder and generalized anxiety disorder. I have really bad anxiety. And I could relate to her on many parts, especially the bell jar metaphor of, like, it felt like the bell jar had been lifted. I liked that. That was good. I'm trying to think of what else I could say about this book. I personally would not recommend this book. Overall, I didn't really enjoy reading it all too much. I kind of put it off for a long time and like would go like days on end without even touching it. But if you want to read that, don't let it stop you. I know a lot of people like it. It's just not for me personally. The next book that I'm going to be reading, which I'm getting tonight, is Still Alice. I don't know the author. I think it's about Alzheimer's or dementia. So I'm excited to pick that one up. I'm excited to start that. I hope I like that one more. It had really good Goodreads reviews, so I hope I like that one a lot more. After I read Still Alice, I have The Raven Boys, which I'm excited to read. I have been getting recommended The Raven Boys like on all my social medias for years and years and years and years, and I just kept putting it off because I am not a fantasy girl. It's not for me. I'm not into fantasy. I really like contemporary literature. The only fantasy book I've ever truly enjoyed was Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. I loved those books, and they're not even like high fantasy. Like, I connected with those books more for the characters and the characters' dynamic rather than the like magic system and the fantasy aspects of it. So I put this one off for a long time because I know it has like magic and like it's fantasy, I think. But a lot of people, like, all the things I get like on my like TikTok and stuff are about the characters. So maybe I'll connect with the characters and the fact that it's fantasy won't bother me, or maybe I'll even like it. I don't know. But I'm excited to get into that. After that, I'm going to read a man called Ove. Ove? I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Ove. I think I heard other people pronounce it Ove. Sorry, I'm literally just ranting right now. I'm not even doing ASMR. I'm sorry. I love Frederick Bachman. I love Frederick Bachman so much. And I've never read A Man Called Ove. All the Frederick Bachman books I've read are, I read all of the Beartown trilogy and My Friends. Is that it? I don't know. I love Frederick Bachman, and I've never gotten around to A Man Called Ove. So I gotta do that. It's supposedly really good. So, yeah. I guess that's kind of it for now. Sorry there wasn't much triggers in this video. I can definitely do a video of just triggers and like not talking as much, or like just talking about the triggers, not ranting. I can definitely do that if that's what anyone wants. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video, which I promise